Occupy Bilderberg 2012, day 3. We are out here with Sean Wright, all the way from Minnesota. We are changing Minnesota. Been doing great work. We got some new reporter videos out that are really kick-ass reporting videos, and we've been doing a lot of activism and work for years now, you know. So, why don't you tell the listeners or the viewers a little bit about yourself?
Sean Wright, I'm a father first. That's what morally motivated me to get involved. Especially when I swallowed that red pill, really accepted it. It affected me morally, mostly because I look at the future generations as my children and my grandchildren and so on. So if I know what's going on now, the deepest fear is in 20 years that my children will say, why didn't I do anything? So that's one thing I don't ever want to have regret for or even have a second guess about, that I'm doing everything I possibly can. Not only to just be active and getting people informed, but build a resistance to this whole regime. I go through this with a clear heart and clear conscience that I'm doing what's right. And we all have to make sacrifices that comes with the territory when we decide to stand up for our moral obligations. This isn't easy. It's grassroots, and that's the way it has to be. It has to be hard. Because if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. So we have to know what we're doing. We have to know that's right. We have to be the leaders which we want others to follow as well. We do that by example. We can't promote people to go and stand up. We have to do it by attraction. So if we're out there standing up, and they see what we're doing as being effective, and they're going to want to come out and stand up on their own. The hardest thing I've ever seen in this movement of trying to get people to open their minds is to get people to stand up. And especially once people are standing up, no matter what movement they're in, if they're standing up, they're already showing courage that they've been affected in one way or another, that they're willing to put their livelihood, their lives, and everything on the line to stand up for freedom. And that's something you cannot condemn. So whether or not we agree 100% or even 20% on some things, we should support each other, because we have already established the courage to stand up and do what we think is right. Because once somebody's been standing up and gets cut down and knocked down, doesn't want to do it anymore, the chances of them standing up when we need them is going to be very minimal. So we have to, practice unity in every which way we possibly can. Support every single person we can. Recently, in Minnesota, we've just been taking over the whole political scene here. We've been working hard with the Ron Paul campaign all the way up and down, and the process of the Republican Party, especially for grassroots movements, is to establish national delegates to send to Tampa this year for the RNC. This year we sent 32 out of 40. I mean, that's huge. If anybody's trying to get involved with politics, to get to even the state conventions, caucus states, it's hard. You have to basically running slates from the caucus level to the BPOU, then you have to get to the CD conventions. Once you get to the CD conventions, you typically send 3 delegates, to the national conventions. So you have to, even after the BPOUs and get to these congressional districts, you have to essentially have 150, 200 people that have already gone through the caucus and BPO to be there. So you have to be completely organized. Minnesota has set the stage for organization. I haven't seen anything out there that comes as close as organization, but we've got one of the best national coordinators for the Ron Paul campaign, Marianne Stebbins. She got out here, she's put her whole heart and soul into this movement. Everybody that came out in Minnesota, especially to stand up for liberty and for Ron Paul, sent a message to the national GOP. Especially we're at the state convention where we have 13 national delegates up for grabs. We had such a strong force there. It was 2,200 state delegates there. We had over 1,150 there that were all Ron Paul people. So what that means, when you have numbers like that, you can sway the party to vote the way you want to. So we had 13 out of 13 national delegates established for Ron Paul supporters. But the 13th delegate tied Michelle Bachmann, which was in our district. So even with all the, rhinos out there with their slates and all the, long-term, GOPers, they couldn't even get enough support to get Michelle Bachmann down there as a national delegate. So what we did was we conceded our 13th seat, so that way Michelle Bachmann could get down to the RNC and sit down and actually make her vote count. As an olive branch to the established. Say the Ron Paul people are here. We're not just coming in for one election. We're coming in for every seat. If the Republican Party doesn't like what the Liberty Movement's doing, well, go join another party. So we took it over. It's ours. It's our Liberty Party here. I mean, first time ever, I'm a proud Republican.
Nice.
I'm not saying about a party or not party, but the Republican Party to me means that the Liberty people took it over. We established Kurt bills, which we got the GOP endorsement for the Senate. We had to fight off a CFR crony that was endorsed by Rick Perry. I mean, some of the GOP established thought that it'd be a good idea to have some of the CFR puppets there, because a lot of the years in the past they've spent money unwisely, and so they've been in huge deficits, and they figured that the world elites puppets would be able to bring a ton of money into the state. But grassroots power is stronger than any type of money. We can do it. We've got thousands of dedicated people that are ready to get involved with politics, get these people in office. Because the problems we're facing, with, HR 347, NDAA 1021, all these laws that they're passing that we don't like, the Patriot, every single one that we don't like, we can change that. And the only way to change that is get organized and put people in office that are going to vote the way that we want.
Yeah.
And the thing I keep asking to all the candidates who are running for office, if they vote for something that is deemed unconstitutional or something that us as the constituents don't like, would they stand down and remove themselves from office? We want to make that clear, because if they're not going to do it willingly, we're going to have to do it forcefully. Because if they're not listening, they will not continue to stay in office. So we have to challenge all the guys that are voting on any bill that's pretty much. If you're wondering what bills should not be passed, look at Ron Paul's voting record. Anybody that voted opposite of Ron Paul, get them out of office. I don't care if it's one wrong vote. It doesn't matter. You should be voting the right way. We have a constitution which limits what we're supposed to be doing as a country. Something else.
All right. Okay. So, what do you think about the numbers here at Occupy Bilderberg and the growing opposition to the superclass New World Order?
This is my first Bilderberg event. I've been to many events throughout the country, California, New York, Florida, all the way across. This is all inspiring. The most inspiring thing about this is the perfect example of a peaceful protest. There's not been a single person here with anarchistic ideas of any type of violence towards police, another person. This is how we can come together in complete unity, and that's what we have to do. I don't see anybody here that's got any different ideas that we can argue with each other about. There's no separations between us. No matter what, we share one common goal, and that's because we all desire future freedoms, not for ourselves, but for our kids and our grandkids. So something like this is just magic, where you can't recreate this, you can't fund this, you can't even imagine this, but this is something that has to be drawn together when we have to come together for this. Because sorry, parents and baby boomer generation, everybody else that wasn't able to accomplish this for the last 600 plus years. But we have a great communication tool, the internet, and the desire, because we've all been doing our work to get informed. Once you're informed, you can make better decisions and get more organized. So we've got a useful tool. We have to keep the internet free. CISPA, SOPA, BIPA, everything else on there. We have to make sure that these laws don't get through. Anybody that, again, back to politics, anybody that votes for these bills, get them out. It's that simple. In my district, we've got John Klein. He's one of the biggest puppeteers for global government there is. We had to work really hard to get the Senate endorsement because there's only 100 senators, in the United States. So that key position is huge, versus the Congress. But 2 years, John, I might be running against you. We'll see.
We want to see that. Sean Wright running for office.
Not saying anything now, but I do not have any desires to be in politics whatsoever. I feel that I was forced to because I did not like what they're doing. And I feel that you can't really have the right to validate you're complaining about what's going on if you're not involved.
Yeah.
That's the whole keyboard warrior mentality.
Yeah.
You can sit back, everybody has an opinion. But if you're not acting on it, then what good is it?
Yeah. I hear you. It's not any good. And, why don't you go ahead and fire out the websites for people to see your work?
Just look me up online. It's DWRocker1. I mean, I'm not really a web guy. I've been posting a lot of stuff at wearechange.org. YouTube channels, youtube.com/DWRocker1, as well as Minnesota Change, the .com/Minnesota Change. Upload to both those channels. Trying to get better networking on internet and everything else, but, doing what we can.
Cool. Appreciate it, brother.
Thanks, man.
Cool. I'm here with David Crowley of the Gray State. It's a great movie coming out, and why don't you tell us a little bit about that, what you're doing, what Gray State is, and why people should look out for it.
All right. Well, when you look outside your window and it's suddenly not the same world you remember, it's called waking up, and then everyone in their own capacity has to act. And so just like everyone here is protesting, trying to get the word out, to raise awareness for things, I'm a filmmaker. I have to act in my own capacity as well. So I'm exercising my creative liberties while I still have them to create a film that is essentially based in this reality. So Gray State, while it is a narrative, fake feature film, it's based in reality, just like a monster movie might be about a shark. Our shark is what the Bilderbergs want to accomplish with our world. So Gray State is martial law, civil war, economic collapse, calamity in the streets, death by starvation. I mean, who knows what the options are? I mean, we know what the possibilities could be. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's our best interpretation. So the Gray State is a film about what we can expect. It's a consequence of what could happen if we collectively fail to embrace liberty, essentially.
Nice. And when can people expect to see this released?
No one knows. This is comprehensive, but no one knows exactly what to expect from the reality these guys in the Bilderberg meeting are trying to accomplish for the world they want. No one can really expect what's going to happen. Is it going to be a false flag attack? Is it going to be a megavirus or an EMP from Russian? No one really knows what's going to happen. It's our best interpretation. So in absorbing all this information, we have to craft our own story, and that has been a process. So it's been about 2 years that we've been developing the concept and creating a marketing package. Basically, we shot a concept trailer last year, and we've been working on it this entire time. So it's been ongoing, and we're trying to do it right, because if we're going to do it right, we're going to do it the way we want to do it and not sell it to a corporate studio who's going to mess it up and try to put in their own messages. So in doing it right, yes, we are taking a while, and it's just me and my partners doing all the work, but hopefully that will explode, and it will be taken out of our hands more professionals who we can then just direct creatively and accomplish the task for us. In accordance with the project, the entire project's directed. But the trailer should be done in August, and so we'll be making our public debut at that time, and really going public with our concept videos we've been creating by people like gathering material at events like this, talking to the real guys, because this film is about real issues. So we've got concept material, we've got behind-the-scenes material, graphic arts, and of course the trailer. There might be 2 trailers, there might be 3 trailers, but it's going to be an ongoing effort while we acquire the funding that we need.
Nice, and it looks really great. I saw the trailer, and so
you did?
Yeah, there's a video on Sean Wright's video. There's a trailer.
Oh, clip.
I saw something.
What did you post?
I didn't post nothing.
Well, not the trailer. Okay, I saw the
stuff
footage
you put
from
in
your
there.
interview.
Everyone tells us that they've seen the trailer. The trailer is not out yet.
Okay.
It's got visual effects incorporating 3D stuff.
That's
we're trying to
what is
achieve
that?
a Hollywood standard, so it does take a long time. So the trailer is not done yet. I do have a rough draft, but no one has seen it.
I've seen it. No, I'm just kidding. Not me.
You're telling a combat veteran that I shared something I'm not supposed to. No.
You serious, dude.
Operational security, Sean. Come on.
Wait, well, we're looking forward to seeing Gray State, and where can people find that on the internet?
GrayStateMovie.com. We're on Facebook. It's at facebook.com/GrayStateMovie. We also are on YouTube, and YouTube is the place to go if you want to see the videos that we've been releasing. We just released a Ron Paul promotional video to support our crowdfunding campaign, because we're trying to get some money to go to the RNC, because we're trying to get to these real events where the real stuff is going down, so we can continue to document reality, and then, of course, that's going to filter right back into the narrative feature film.
Nice.
So, GrayStateMovie.com, though. Check it out.
Cool. It's good speaking with you, brother.
Hey, thanks.
Info Bomb Bilderberg 2012, brought to you by We Are Change Texas Hill Country, We Are Change San Antonio and Truth Exposed Radio.